So you guys don't know, but the banjos keep playing in my ears just a little bit longer. So the fist pump, I can't help it. It's gonna happen. I know who's ready for some John Deere golf. I gotta hear one more person say, "Oh, this week's boring. This is the worst week of the year." What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? All right, you want to know what's worse? Like, what the fuck are those called? The select events, right? Where we get no cuts and it's like, oh, I'm excited because Max Homa's playing. Who gives a shit? Give me this week with all these slime balls where I get a cut and the donkeys have to pay because it's gonna be random chaos this week. This is a great week for PGA DFS. If you say any different, you're fucking wrong. I don't give a shit. I'll fight you on it. What's up, new guy? My name's James, better known as the Degenerate 75. I'm a content creator, and I'm here at Ship It Nation to give you everything you need to know about PGA DFS and get you ready for the John Deere Classic tomorrow, which I assume if you're watching this stream, you're a sicko who is excited for the John Deere Classic tomorrow. A couple things to know. A lot of you are coming over from my old channel, Degenerate 75. Well, I'm at Ship It now, and I ain't going nowhere, you motherfathers. So like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Hey, 69 likes right now. Nice. And hit the like button and then subscribe. Get subscribed over here. Don't be a dickhead, all right? Don't be a dickhead. Also, new schedule I need to tell you guys about because, you know, the big guy's health fluctuates. It's a roller coaster. You never have one to fill every day. So if you want to know when I'm going to be doing the emergency stream, you can see right here, whenever the fuck I feel like it, all right? Which basically means when I don't feel like shit. The big guy's feeling good. He's feeling vibrant this week. So you know what? I'm fucking doing a stream. That's how it works, right? I might have pushed chemo back a week because, you know, maybe there's a really big thing coming up Friday that's number 2 on my bucket list to do, and the big guy's chasing the bucket list hard. You want to know what it is? Too bad. Wait till Friday. I'll tweet it out. If you're not on Twitter, well, I don't know. I'll put it in the Ship It Discord. If you're not there, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, okay? Get with the times, you old. If you don't know, this past week I was in Detroit with my dude Hoop and Tambo and Shaloub and Nick and Hearns and the whole crew. The whole Ship It crew was there. It was unbelievable. It was a great time. You can see the picture right there. Just a bunch of good-looking dudes and Tambo because he refuses to smile. I won't call him handsome until he learns to smile. You can't get him to smile. You can see we had a great time there. We're right there on the 15th hole. It was awesome. Got to meet all kinds of top players. I enjoyed most of them. Didn't have to beat up a single fucking neckbeard. Always a win there. So, awesome time in Detroit. Shout out to all my new guys I met. And I spent most of my time just schmoozing up with the DraftKings guys, making sure that they know that their contests are sometimes kind of shitty and they need to fix them. All right, there you go. That's what I spend my time doing. Most people are like, ooh, blah, blah, blah players here. I don't give a fuck about players. I want guys who are going to fix these shitty contests, all right? Yes, if you don't know, I'll be giving away a $200 single entry ticket at the end. Me and you will build. I'll split the profits with you 50-50. So hang around for the end, and then you'll see if you win, okay? And then we'll build a ticket tonight to shoot me a DM or something, right? All right, no time to go, or no time to waste. We got to get going. Very simple question for all the new guys out there, and it's as simple as it gets, new guy. It's this. Have you made your lineups yet? You have! You fucking have. I know you have, you dipshit. You don't make your lineups until you watch this stream because, like, you don't know all the relevant information. If I ask you what's the weather look like this week, you're probably going to say, well, I heard on this other show they said the wind finder. Right there, I'm already out. If you're using wind finder, don't talk to me, okay? You are below me, all right? And you can blow me. And so there you go. Also, what about, like, contest selection? What about, like, the chalk? You need to know these things. Don't get married to your picks Wednesday morning or, God forbid, Tuesday. Wait till Wednesday night till you watch this stream. And, yes, I know it's not here every week, but it's here enough, Bob. And I plan on being back next year because I got fucking alligator blood. Let's get going. Contest selection. As you can see, most of the good contests are already filled. Look, we already have a secondary $5 up, right? Which is actually, what is this? 15,000, 60. Get the fuck out of here. Quarter to first. Get the fuck out of here. Polly, tell him. Hold on. Where's Polly? There he is.
Get the fuck out
Thank you, Polly. This is what happens, right? They really make a really good $5 contest. That $5 drive the green that they make is really good. If you insist on playing in the lottery, which honestly, you shouldn't play in the lottery unless you have a pretty good bankroll because the payout structure is like, unless you finish in like the top 7-8 spots on that, you ain't even probably going to have a profitable week, Bob. So I'm not a big fan of playing in the lottery. Plus, it is so hard to get those outcomes. I mean, you're talking like 99.99 percentile outcomes to get that top 5, to get that top 3 or whatever it is, right? So, like, I don't love playing in contests that big, but if you insist on it, the $5 does tend to be way better structured than the main $20. Like, the main $20 this week, which, God dang, is it full too? Hell, even the shitty $20 even filled. The pitch and putt, it's already full, which was 700,000 prize pool, 200,000 to first. That would be roughly, what is that, 28 points, 28.43% to first. How about this? Polly, tell him.
Get the fuck
That's just bad, right? Like, here's my rule. If first place is more than 20% in the lottery, the payout structure gets real shitty real fast, right? And I'm going to, look, I show you this all the time. Look, you want to, here's the main $20 and $25, the $5, and you can see 90% of the time you're going to lose when you play in it because, like, that's how the 90% of the money is only going to 10% of people, so those are the only people that are profiting, right? So, like, if you're going to play in that, that's fine. But if you're one of those people that bitches, man, I never win PGA DFS. Well, you're playing in this, dipshit, because even the guys who are doing 150 max every week are only profitable 10% of the time. That's 1 out of 10 guy who's not good at math. So if they're doing that, what are your chances when you put in your 3 lineups that you made on the shitter? 8%. Congratulations, right? And the worst part is that's 8%, and that just means you're breaking even. That doesn't mean you're going to get that top 10 finish. So as always, I'm going to encourage you to play in smaller contests. Just if you just do this for a full year and never play in a contest with more than 2,000 people in it, you will enjoy PGA DFS so much more. But if you're going to play in those shitty lotteries, do me this one solid. Try to follow 3 rules. You never want first place to be more than 20% of the entire prize pool. So if it's a $100,000 prize pool, if first place is more than 20,000, just don't play in it, right? Number 2, get second place to be half of first. So if the first place payout is $10,000, make sure second place is at least $5,000. It's even better when it's higher than half. And the third one, which we hardly ever get, is we want 10th place to be at least 1/10 of first place. That's what we want. And if it's not following those 3, I try to stick away from them. The third one, sometimes I'll be a little more flexible. If it's 1/20th, 1/30th, so be it. But the bigger the contest, the more they should be able to flatten up these payout structures. This is what I spent my entire time. I know you're watching, Jay. I know you're watching C over there at DraftKings. People give a shit about this. Look at the contests that are filled, the well-structured ones. Okay, there you go. That's enough about contests, about how you're blowing your money in the lotteries. All right, new guy. Second question. Chance of 232 people already in here. It's 7:07. The number 1 stream of PGA DFS. Let's go, guy in the back. He's dancing around. I shouldn't have gave him that dark chocolate. He gets fucking feisty when you give him that. Sit down. No, sit down. You're getting out of control. Do you want to fucking eat tonight? All right. He's calmed down. You just got to threaten him with food. The guy in the back, chubbier than you would expect for a dude only feed 3 times a week. So, new guy. Question number 2. Chance of redemption. Here you go. What's the first thing we always check at PGA DFS? I don't know. I hate when they say wind. It's the weather. Okay, we got to take it into complete totality. The weather. And here's the weather. If you don't know, they're playing in Iowa, which is like right next to Illinois, like right on a river, the 4 cities, but the cities are in different states. Weird shit goes on up there in that country. Okay, they grow corn. That's all I know. That's all I know about them, right? So here you go. Here's the weather. You can see, of course, we are using H roar. Is the big guy filthy rich? Yes, and that is why I can afford the $18.99 a year to give you actual weather projections, not fucking wind finder. Actual projections from H roar. The most reliable forecast on a 24-hour period. So we'll use that to look at tomorrow, and you can see tomorrow morning looks divine. Look at that weather right there, bub. You can see in the morning, it is going to start in the mid-60s, which we've always said 60 degrees is you don't want it to start lower than that because it's just a little too cold. The ball doesn't fly right. But you get into that 60s and 70s, mid-60s, mid-70s range, that's kind of the nutted scoring conditions of what we found with scoring when it comes to temperature. And you know what else helps with it? No wind blowing. And as you can see, they're going to have to deal with massive 1-mile-an-hour gusts around 8 a.m. I don't know how the fuck they're going to deal with it. Patrick Rogers will still find a double bogey, I promise you. But you can see the wind doesn't even kind of think about picking up till noon. So the morning guys are going to have all fucking morning to do it. And there has been rain in the area. So we have to assume this course is going to be soft. So we have no wind. We have perfect temperature. And we have soft greens. And we have a birdie feast, a birdie fest course. Okay? Birdie feast. I kind of like that. Great accidental name there. So here's what I'll tell you. Tomorrow morning, they're going to fucking get it, Bob. They're going to get it tomorrow morning. I will bet my right testicle that tomorrow morning outscores tomorrow afternoon, okay? So if you want your guy to run out, get off to a fast start in this tournament, go grab that -5, -6 round, maybe a bogey-free round, maybe a streak. I am telling you, having guys out there tomorrow morning going to be a real good start for you, okay? If they can't score in those conditions, they're basically Lee Hodges. I'm sorry, you slapdicks. I got to make fun of you, you 24% dipshits. Okay, so That's what you need to know. Now, I don't want you to get it twisted. Tomorrow afternoon, it's not like it's going to turn into Augusta out there, okay? Yes, the winds do pick up. The temperature does get up to the upper 80s. And, of course, the greens will get a little chewed up as people walk on them. And the course will get a little bit firmer. But I don't think it's going to get firm and fast or anything. It's just not going to be fucking dart throwing like it's going to be in the morning, right? So, yes, scoring will go down in the afternoon, but I don't think it'll be brutal. I think tomorrow morning, the scoring average will be awesome. And I think in the afternoon, it will still be good, okay? But remember, this is week long. We got to consider both days. So let's go over to Friday. We'll switch over to NAM because once again, I'm filthy rich. I can afford the $18.99 a year to give you actual projections. And you can see that Friday looks a little more blustery better, doesn't it, boy? And once again, I would bet that Friday morning is going to play easier than Friday afternoon. A little less wind, a little bit cooler, and the greens will be less chewed up. And the course will dry out whatever little bit it's going to dry out. Probably only to medium, but, softer greens are better than medium greens as far as throwing darts. So here's what I would tell you, right? I would assume that the best scoring conditions are going to be Thursday morning, but I also assume that the most difficult scoring conditions are going to be Friday afternoon. I assume that the two times that you're going to have medium conditions are going to be Thursday afternoon and Friday morning. So it comes down to a simple question if you're trying to play a wave edge this week. Would you rather have easy scoring conditions and then not so good scoring conditions, or would you rather have two medium rounds, right? And maybe the answer is nothing. Maybe it'll just all average out in the end. But generally speaking, on Birdie Fest course, I love to get my guys out there in the nutted conditions, because if they can go boat race a -6 or -7 Thursday morning and get them started, especially if they're that like 6,800 slapdick that you're playing at 1%, right? And they go out there and shoot that really takes a lot of pressure on them on how they play Friday afternoon. And now, even though it's going to be in the afternoon on a Friday when it's windy, which are not going to be great scoring conditions for the John Deere, they don't have to score that well because they got so much done in the first round, right? So something to consider. It's up to you. I don't give a shit what you do. I'm just here to report on the weather. You make your own lineups, Bob. I'm not here to make your picks for you, dipshit. All right, that is the weather. Once again, if you're one of those people that think that like you're like a weather denier, I don't know what to tell you. We track this shit. The wave edge is real. It's always real. You can just see like the overall, the percentage of guys who make the cut, the guys who finish in the top 10, the guys who win. It's just always a wave edge. And yes, there was a wave edge PM last week. I talked about that over on Ship It. I was leaning PM AM, and it worked out well. We got a nice wave edge out of it. And, other than Keith Mitchell being a three-putting son of a biscuit-eating bulldog, it was a good fucking week, right? So there you go. That is the weather, the hardest weather thing report in all of the industry. But let's get to ownership. The other thing I'm known for: contest selection, weather, and ownership. The rumor is I get off to all three. I can neither confirm or deny these allegations. But I will not deny them. I will not deny them. All right. No kink shaming on this channel. All right, here we go. This is the ownership coming up for tomorrow. All right. We're going to put these guys into three different categories. We're going to have donkey choke, which means you're a donkey dick if you play it. But you know what? You got to play some donkey chalk. Just look at last week. Like 3 of the 4 top guys last week in scoring were donkey chalk guys, right? And you're like, see, donkey chalk always gets there. Okay, how'd Daniel Berger treat you? How did Adam Svensson treat you? How did Lee Hodges treat you? Yeah, chalk doesn't always get there, right? It does not always get there. Some of it does. Some of it always gets there, but not all of it. So the key is determining what is the donkey chalk we're going to eat and what's the donkey chalk we're going to fade, all right? Let's get going. Let's start with old Sungjae, Mr. Korean street food himself. Look, I already have Sungjae projected higher than almost anybody I saw in the industry. I like to look at other people in the industry's ownership, mainly just for a good laugh on a Wednesday afternoon. Sungjae he's just going to come in higher than people think, right? You got to remember, these salaries were made when Patrick Cantlay was assumed to be in the field. So there was this assumption that there would be an $11,000 player in there when they made these prices. If they being DraftKings, knew that Patrick Cantlay was going to withdraw, Sungjae M's now 10,000, probably 800, 10,900, something like that. But we're getting him at 10,300 and inexplicably cheaper than Sepp Straka and Jordan Spieth. What the fuck ever. So you got to remember, Sungjae checks the Holy Trinity. He's playing well. He's a good course fit, and he's honestly too cheap for his talent relative to the rest of the field. We call that the Holy Trinity of donkey chalk. And so because of that, Sungjae M, we're going to check in tomorrow. I'm telling you, he'll be over 30%, right? Most people have him at like 24, 25%. He will be over 30. I know this fucking industry. I know these people. People spend their salaries. They love people, and I love Sungjae too. I love Sungjae like his wife loves a chubby guy, right? I love him. But like, he's going to be chalky as shit, okay? So you got to make a hard decision. Do you want to play a 30% plus owned Sungjae M? Only you're going to know the answer to that. But I'll tell you what doesn't matter is his coloring. That guy is the definition of the man's donkey chalk.
chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
We don't do that, except when we do. Except when it's Sungjae, we at least fucking consider it. That's at least what we do, all right? Anne-Marie over here saying they play in Illinois. I thought they played in Iowa. There we go, dropping some knowledge. Thanks, Anne-Marie. I'll take your word on it. I don't know. Whatever. They're right next to each other. Next up, old Septiman Straka. I like some Sepp. I really do. I do find it weird that Sepp Straka is 10,400. Like, when did Sepp Straka go from being good to being elite, right? Like, to five-figure Sepp Straka, the only thing that Sepp Straka's five-figure has is when he steps on the scale. Am I right? He's a chubby guy. Chubby guys favored this. People loving the chubby guys this week. You love to see it. Where's little Harry Higgs when you need him? Anyways, hey. Ain't going to catch any shame from me for liking a good beer 12. Sepp Straka coming in at 25.9%. Look, he probably should be chalk, right? Because, he's lower than Sungjae, who's right next to him, donkey chalk. But I'm sorry, man. That is 26% for Sepp Straka. I just don't give a shit. I can't do it, Bob. He's 10,400. That man.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
Don't do it, especially when Sepp's on a diet. I have no confirmation that he's on a diet. He doesn't look like it. All right. Next up, Aaron Rai. You got to love Aaron Rai this week. We've had rain in the forecast. He wears 2 gloves, so he has a major edge when the rain shows up. All of his irons have covers, so there's no wetness on the covers. That's why he did so well last week in Detroit with the rain. And I got to tell you, I'm an Aaron Rai hater, especially at Birdie Fest, because the guy only makes pars. But here's what I learned about Aaron Rai last week, and I'll come back to this a little bit later. You can make all pars. It's okay when you never make a fucking bogey. Jesus, Aaron, until round 4. Then he made about 12 of them, right? So Aaron Rai, I'm warming up to him. Honestly, whatever. You can call him either one. I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to, just because it's Aaron, no, fuck it. I'm just in a bad mood tonight. Everybody is donkey chalk. Every freaking one of them.
Donkey chalk.
Every one of them. All right, I'm sorry. Those guys are real high. Look, the reason these guys are getting so much ownership is very simple. Patrick Cantley's out, right? So that ownership had to go somewhere else. It's getting absorbed into this because what's rule number 1 of making a lineup? People spend their salaries. And when you're going to spend your salaries, it's so easy to jam 1 or 2 of these guys in, right? And Sungjae and Straka don't easily get jammed into anything. Is that 4 fat jokes already? Let it go. All right. Davis Thompson coming up with his goofy-ass smile, letting all the donkey dicks get there last week. Fortunately, I played him in every round of Showdown, so I killed it. Just didn't play him at week-long with that goofy-ass smile. Fucking looks like a horse. Let's see here. Davis Thompson, pretty good at golf, pretty good at Birdie Fest, playing well. 23% in the 9,000s. You know where this one's going. We don't even got to think about it. That man with those teeth.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
A lot of donkey chalk up top, guys. A lot of donkey chalk, right? While we're at it, you know what? Denny McCarthy, I have him at 21%, but as you'll see here in a little bit on Moon and Steamwalk, I can just feel he's going to be even higher. People love Denny. This community has some weird love affair with Denny McCarthy. I think that they just confuse him with the other Hobbit, who is Brian Harmon. But the difference is Denny McCarthy ain't saving nobody in Middle Earth, okay? He ain't Frodo, right? He's like Pip or something. So with that, I think he's still going to be 24%. I think Denny McCarthy is going to be one of those donkey chalk guys that shows up. So you know what? We're just going to call everybody tomorrow.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
I don't know what to do. I don't want them all to be donkey chalk, all right? I think Maverick McNeely at 20%, he saved everybody's bacon Friday getting there. Just another horrific donkey chalk play last week. Got there. I can't give everybody donkey chalk, so we're going to give Mav. We're just going to give him. I don't love it, but if you love Mav, get in there. Get a little overweight on him. Get a little overweight. Okay, get a little Sepp on him. That's 5 fat jokes. Getting unbelievable. Jordan Spieth at 16%. Spieth is just he's overpriced versus where he should be, and I honestly think he would be damn near single digits if Cantlay would have stayed in the field. But now that Cantlay didn't stay in there, Jordan Spieth's going to soak up a little bit of that ownership. Even so, at 16%, I think that's very reasonable ownership. I would just give him a smooth. I don't even call that chalk. That's not even chalk to me. You want to play Jordan Spieth, I think, is with him being the most expensive guy and being that much of a lower ownership than everybody else, I think you're getting a pretty good discount. You should be pretty excited about it. I'm still not convinced he's back, and more than that, I am even more convinced that motherfather can't put 4 rounds together. I don't even think he can put 3 rounds together. I think he's going to have 2 really good rounds, and people are going to beat their chest, and then the other 2 rounds he's going to shoot a 1 over, and he's going to finish T32. That's what I think, Bob. Great showdown play, though. JT Poston coming in at 9,100. In the 9,000s, if you're only at 15%, that's a little high, but it's not too bad. So we'll give my boy the Postman I don't love it. Little high, but not too bad. Adam Svensson at 8,200. He is kind of the chalkiest guy there in the 800s. The 8,000s. So I probably should give him donkey chalk, but I was giving it. Nah, fuck it. As I said, everybody's donkey chalk.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey
We
chalk.
don't do that. Okay, I can't believe people are going back to him after he fucked him last week. This is another thing that I messed up. I got everybody to quit being mad at players, right? Remember, everybody's being, he screwed me last week. I'm not playing him. Okay. Just speaking of which, Keith Mitchell screwed me last week. Let me tell you a little story. Got a little nice 5 of 6, and it's looking good. It's going to definitely be a 6 of 6. Keith Mitchell, he's already one past the cut line. He's -5. He's got a birdie putt on 15 where we're posted up, me, Tambo, and the crew, and he decides to 3-jack. Great job. Great job, Keith. Not only does he 3-jack for a bogey there, he then goes on to par the next 2 holes and then finds a bogey on 18 with another 3-putt. So thanks, dickhead. Keith Mitchell missing the cut on the number. Total Keith Mitchell shit. I wonder if Keith Mitchell can ever make enough putts to ever win a birdie fest, because I got to tell you, that guy's body language, he misses 1 4-foot putt, he melts down like the fucking Wicked Witch of the West, right? Just, I'm melting! Ah, my fucking visor's coming off. I saw it in real time, so beware of that. But he's fine. He's fine. Whatever. He's just okay, Chuck. I don't even really call that Chuck, so we'll give him okay. However, you get down here, we got the 1.7K guy, Rio Hisasune, and Binkols 5 done in the 6,000s, who are noticeably higher than everybody else when it comes to ownership. You don't even need to guess what's coming here. These two guys are the definition and are by worse than all this other red you see up here, because the lower the donkey chalk, the more disgusting it is. So these two guys are the definition of...
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
That's gross. That's right, guy in the back. He's vomiting just at the thought of that. So there you go. That is a breakdown of the 10 highest owned guys and 2 honorable mention dickheads for you to consider, right? But as always, we got to learn the art of the pivot, right? You can't just fade all these guys. Some of these chalky guys, these donkey chalk guys, you're going to play. I am too. That's the game we play. The key is, where do you pivot? And undeniably, all year, we have found that the best place to pivot is down low. If you are up top, you should probably play the better guys, because they are getting there at a rate much, much higher than their pivots are. Yet when you get down to the 6 and 7Ks, the pivots are either 50-50 or are outperforming the chalk players, right? So if you just simply go pick the other guy, you would be better off for it. So the key is it's not about fading all the donkey chalk, okay? Some of them are donkey chalk because they're really good plays, and they're going to play really well this week. If you fade every guy that I just put in red, let me go ahead and tell you, I can see the future. You're going to fucking lose this week. But let me go ahead and give you the flip side of that. If you play every guy I just marked in red, I can also see the future. You're going to fucking lose this week, all right? The art is learning the art of where to pivot and where not to pivot. All right, let's move on. Of course, as always, as I make this show, some guys are going to watch this and their popularity is going to go up and some are going to go down. We call this steam, which goes... And we also have guys who are going to moonwalk backwards as their ownership comes back to reality. So, let's talk about them. First up, the first guy that I think is going to steam is... Sung JM. Probably going to be some steam wontons. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't stop with the fat jokes tonight. Nothing personal, Sung J. I'm a little chubby myself. Sung J, 10,300. I've already told you, he fits the holy trinity of donkey chalk. He's a good course fit. He's in good recent form, and he's too cheap versus his price tag. I am telling you, Sung J M will be over 30% tomorrow. You get into the single entry and the high dollar stuff, I think he's going to be 40%, and that is, by definition, getting steamed up tonight. Okay? You know what he really needs? He needs to just go in the steam room. Okay, this is getting unbelievable. All right, next up, Denny McCarthy. I'm telling you, this community has a weird love affair with that little hobbit. We're going to call him Pip, okay? Denny McCarthy is the best putter on earth. Okay, that's like a statistical fact if you looked at the last 4 years, right? Denny McCarthy at 9,500. People are going to say, man, Denny's pretty good. He's been having a good year, and this is basically just putting contest. If I start Sung J Denny, man, I can build a really good lineup. So many lineups are going to start with those guys. I think Denny's going to get damn near 25%, if not higher, in the single entries and the higher dollar stuff. So that makes him, by definition, steamed up. Next up, the last one. I'm just telling you, weeks like this, hear me out on this. Weeks like this, where content is slow, where tools are slow, where a lot of people are taking the week off, a lot of people aren't even looking at this shit till tonight. They're just going to go with what the slapdick on Twitter said or what the slapdick on their favorite podcast said, and they're just going to play the names. And the name this week in the 7,000s is Rio Hisatune, right? The guy does have game. I won't lie to you, right? But he's also going to get steamed up tonight. I think we're going to see him at over 15, 16% tomorrow. We're going to wake up and be like, what the fuck were you guys doing thinking about playing him? Because tonight he is going to get steamed up. But if people are getting steamed up, of course somebody has to be moonwalking backwards. Let's see who I think is going to moonwalk backwards tomorrow. I currently have Jason Day at about 11% projected ownership, but I think when we check in tomorrow, I think people are going to say, man, I ain't playing no Jason Day at 9,400. I can just play Denny McCarthy for $100 more. Okay, first of all, quit talking like that. And second of all, you're right. That is a true statement, right? But if I were to tell you that Jason Day, I think he's going to come in probably like 8% tomorrow. Do you truly think that Denny McCarthy is 3 times more likely to outperform Jason Day? Okay, if you do, well, I'm at the Degenerate75 on Twitter. You slip into my DMs, lay me 3-1. I'll bet any amount of money you want. Any amount of money, all right? Jason Day is a guy that is going to get overlooked. He is a little overpriced versus how he's playing. And the guy makes too many damn bogeys, so nobody's going to consider him at a birdie fest. So because of that, I think you are going to see him moonwalk backwards. But don't forget, Jason Day can make some birds too. Good showdown play. Next up, old Sammy Steves, right? My boy Tambo played him last week. Great call. Had a great finish last week, but now all of a sudden they're pricing him like he's fucking Scotty Scheffler. I cannot believe they priced him at $9,000 this week. That is a laughable price tag when you look at the long-term medium outcomes that we would expect from Sam Stevens. Even in a field like this, he's about a $7,800 player, yet they put him at $9,000. It's very simple. He is not going to project as well. People are going to know his history, and they are not going to play him at $9,000, right? There's just too many more proven commodities around him. So because of that, I think you are going to see Sam Stevens come in at single digits tomorrow. He is going to moonwalk backwards. 209. We almost got 300 people in here on a John Deere week. Don't tell me that people don't care about PGA DFS. And last up, somebody's calling me. Let's see. I'm not going to answer it, though. Last up, we have Kevin Yu. He's the same thing. Same problem. What the hell are they doing with this pricing? Kevin Yu's a guy that's $6,800 every week. Probably should be about, $7,600 this week. They somehow find him at $8,800. Kevin Yu priced him wrong. Okay, there. That's his new name. Kevin Yu priced him wrong. He's just not going to, he's going to get skipped over. As Sites just said over here in the chat, Nick Dunlap's $8,900. Who the hell is not going to find the extra $100 and play Nick Dunlap at a birdie fest? A dude who's already shown that he can go real low and who can throw darts over Kevin Yu, right? And Kevin Yu putts like Helen Keller. So do not forget these things. So tomorrow when you, I think all 3 of those guys are going to be single digits tomorrow because all 3 of them are going to moonwalk. There you go. That is that. Let's get to the DFS tip of the week. Very, very simple, guys. Slapdick equals slapdicks. If you're going to play slapdicks this week at the John Deere, and we all know you're definitely going to be playing fucking slapdicks at the John Deere as it makes up about 95% of the field, remember this. Slapdicks are slapdicks, okay? And so much of the field this week is going to jump on slapdicks that are higher owned than the slapdick right next to him, who's literally 1/10 the ownership, right? You've got to get familiar with this term range of outcomes, right? A guy like last week, let's take a guy at the Fantasy Golf World Championship, Lee Hodges or Adam Svensson, Daniel Berger, any of them you want to take. They were all somewhere between 24 to 30% owned, right? So you could have played them, or at the exact same price, you could have played somebody like Sam Stevens or a host of other pivots, right? At like 6%, right? Do you really think that those guys are 4 or 5 times more likely to outproduce Sam Stevens? Now, yes, I'm taking Sam Stevens after he had a good outcome and after all those 3 slapdicks missed the cut. But you could pick whatever you want. Let's say you picked a pivot that also missed the cut, right? I can't even remember another guy. Eckroat maybe, right? Did he miss the cut? Let's say you played Eckroat, all right? Here's what I want you to remember. When you go down playing 24% Adam Svensson or 24% Lee Hodges, that's fucking disgusting, okay? When you go down playing Austin Eckroat at 2%, that's sucks. It killed your lineup all the same, but it is less disgusting because if Austin Eckroat would have had a good week, which is certainly in his range of outcomes, you're not sharing those points with everybody else, right? If Lee Hodges has a good week or Adam Svensson had a good week last week, you have to share those points with a quarter of the field, so you're still not going to win. It makes no sense to do that. And they're all slapdicks. Austin Eckroat is the same fucking player as Lee Hodges. He's the same player as Adam Svensson. They're all slapdicks. They all have this super wide range of outcomes because they're slapdicks. This isn't Scotty Scheffler who has a floor of like T12. These are slapdicks, so don't play the chalky slapdicks. It's so stupid. Last week in the 555, I played my slapdicks down low, right? I played 3 punts last week, right? Low-owned guys. I want my slapdicks to be my slapdicks. I don't want to share them with everybody else. I played Jake Knapp. I played Troy Merritt, and I played old Deere Bjorn Olesen. 2 or 3 of those guys did really good. I had Merritt and I had Knapp both at about 2% in the 555. And that lineup was looking really good until Keith Mitchell killed my 6-6. But even as a 5 out of 6, even though it was a 5 of 6, it still finished like 60th place and was a nice payout because I had 2 guys at 2% who were getting me tons of points favorites, and I didn't fucking have to share them with everybody. My slap dicks were my slap dicks. They weren't everybody else's slap dicks. Yes, did I get lucky that Jake Knapp and Troy Merritt managed to have good scoring weeks on the same week? Sure, but like that's part of the game. If they're going to have a good week, I want them to be my points and not everybody else's. I don't want 24% Lee Hodges where I got to fucking share him with everybody else in the field. If my slap dicks go off and the chalk guys miss the cut, I can still have good weeks even with a 5 out of 6. All these guys are slap dicks below $7,000 this week. So why on earth would you play the chalky one? Why would you play the chalky ones? Make the slap dicks be your slap dicks and don't share the slap dicks with everybody else because they're all slap dicks. Okay, a little too passionate about that. Enough slap dicks to go around. Sean said it well. All right, here we go. This is the model. If you don't know, the model is life. It's what I'm all about. There's oxygen, and then there's the model. The only two things you need in life. So, here you go. We looked at bent grass putting because it's bent grass greens, you dick. Looked at a lot of wedge ranges because they're going to be hitting a lot of wedges. You better be able to spin a wedge real close. Don't spin it off the green, Jake Knapp. Let's see. Looked at recent approaches, guys who've been hitting it good drives, which means that you hit a drive, which then gives you a green in regulation with your second shot. Greens in regulation. This course does give some bogeys, right? If you miss the green, there'd be some bogeys around here, right? So having good greens in regulation actually is correlated very nicely. Yes, you're going to want your guy to make 6 birdies around, but you also don't want that to be with 4 bogeys around, right? From there, looked at around the green on bent grass, long rough, and then we just looked at who does well on easy scoring conditions. And as you can see, number 1 in the model, Aaron Rye. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm telling you, it's the 2 gloves. You give a man 2 glove and iron covers in raining conditions, true goat. A true goat. Okay? Aaron Pumpernickel. Right now, I know what I'm having for dinner. I'm going to go get some butter. I'm just going to slather it on some pumpernickel bread, and I'm going to eat it. And you know what? In honor of Aaron, I'm going to eat it with 2 fucking gloves. That's what I'm going to do. All right, as you can see, guys, please remember, Patrick Cantlay withdrew. Okay, I know a lot of you probably have done 0 research this week. Old neckbeard Cantlay, he's out. Okay, he is not playing. Don't play him. He has no friends, and he's not playing this week. 2 facts you need to know about Patrick Cantlay. From there, Jordan Spieth, whatever. You know, I'm still got concerns about him, and I just don't think he can put 4 rounds together. But I do get him as a leverage play because he will certainly be the lowest owned of these 5-figure guys, right? We already talked about Sepp and Sungjae and Aaron Rai. These 3 guys are all going to be very, very popular. I do think people are going to go back to Maverick McNeely. I would have loved for everybody to be like, he screwed me last week. Well, no one told you to play 40% on Maverick McNeely, dipshit. So I think people are going to go back to him. He actually rallied quite nicely over the weekend. Played him at Showdown, did well. Davis Thompson, we know he's going to be wild popular. Denny McCarthy's going to be wild popular. So someone's got to get squeezed here. I think that's going to be McNeely. I think that's going to be Day are going to get a little bit of that squeeze. Cam Davis has withdrawn, so don't play him. Of course, Fantasy National doesn't fucking have that updated. Keith Mitchell looks great in the model. Keith Mitchell fucked me last week. I'll probably play him again because I'm not going to get fucked by a guy in a visor 2 weeks in a row, okay? JT Poston looks great at the model. I love JT Poston. He's a lot like Jake Knapp. When those guys are playing against slapdicks, I like them a lot more than when they're playing against real golfers, okay? Nick Dunlap is a dude that, is this guy are we seeing iceberg light here? He seems like he's a real player. I have no word if Lucas Glover's wife traveled with him, so I cannot confirm if he's going to be worried about getting the shit beat out of him every time he bogeys. Luke Clanton at 8,600 is laughable. This kid's got game. He's good, but an amateur at 8,600, I'll leave that for you. I've got a question for you. Is Eric Cole back? I'm not sure. Eric Cole was broken, but he is showing some signs of getting back, and I will tell you this. There's no place to get back better than at a birdie fest like John Deere. Eric Cole, I think, is an interesting play this week, and so is Mark Hubbard, right, with his little short putter. I do think that most of the ownership in this range is going to go to old brother Seamus Batter and Adam Svensson. Hold on. Sorry, I'm from Canada. All right, I think that Dumpy Bow is going to get overlooked. So is Taylor Montgomery, largely because they suck. Big Griffin, Patrick Rogers, going to be moderately owned. Patrick Rogers, by the way, remembered who he was round 4, a fucking loser. Oh, the Swedish chef is fucking pumped. Look at this. We've got old Michael Thorbjornsen and Thorbjorn Olsen right here in the same range. And honestly, let me just go ahead and tell you, Thorbjorn Olsen fucked up some really good lineups for me last week. But I will tell you this, the guy had 12 feet for birdie all day. He's just never made a fucking shot in his life. Oh, I see over here in the chat, Montgomery is WD'd. I didn't even see that. So don't play Taylor Montgomery. Taylor Montgomery withdrew as he realized that he can't hit a ball 200 yards in straight. Okay, that is the breaking news. Let's see. The Swedish chef, we already talked about being pumped. Oh, Michael Bjørnsen. I'm telling you, this guy's got game. Everybody's wanting to play all these other amateurs. Bjørnsen's a guy that I don't think he's an amateur any longer, but like he's got game, right? Shank makes too many pars for me. Rio's going to be the mega chalk down here. We've already talked about. Lee Hodges, after he fucked everybody, interested in that. I'm telling you, this Nils Shipley does not get as much attention as all these other amateurs. And I think it's because he looks he doesn't really look like a golfer. But the guy's fucking good. I'm telling you, he's good. People are going to go back to Daniel Berger. Daniel Berger will have 3 the traditional ways with mayonnaise, sugar, and olives. That's a commercial that nobody ever knows. It's his cousin Dougal. Let's see here. I think it's Brennan Todd's 5th in the model. Oh, man. Clicking Brennan Todd. Let me get that ugly troll face in there. Okay? I don't think there is a lot of bridges in this area, so children, watch out. The troll's going to be living under the bridge. Always, never mind Justin Lower to Birdie Fest. Anytime it's a TPC course, I'm considering KH Lee. Dylan Wu is a guy that really seems to be rounding into form. I've already told you that Jake Knapp, when he's against slap dicks, I like to play him. When he's against real golfers, I'm out. When he plays against slap dicks, I'm in. That's just my rule. That's my new rule. Bud Cauley's number 2 in the model. Clearly the model's broken. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. Luke List long-term is way better than all these golfers, but he's just not playing well, Bob. He's not playing well. Let's see. In case a cash game breaks out, you always want to have David Skins. You gotta consider that. Ryan Moore, the model loves. Troy Merritt was very good to me last week, but this week I haven't been one of the higher owned guys in the 6Ks. And what did I just tell you? The day that I play a 6 or 7% on Troy Merritt, when I could just go play Garrick Higo at 1%, fucking kick me in the balls. Kick me in the balls. I want my slap dicks to myself. They're my slap dicks. This is why I love Showdown so much, because it's so much easier to get slap dicks to yourself at 1 or 2%, and they can go off because they only got to do it for 18 holes, right? Lastly, Sam Ryder, just a guy I'm always kind of a slut for. I won't lie to you. When I hear Birdie Fest, I always think of Sam Ryder all night long. And, of course, Ben Cole's 5 down here. I think he's going to come in at 7 or 8%, right? That's it. That's all the guys we're going to talk about in the model, which brings me to, you want a sleeper? Who's a sleeper? Let me find you a sleeper. Who's a fucking sleeper? Who's a good sleeper? Who's a good sleeper? I need to go dive into my sleepers. All right, fuck it. Your sleeper is, let me just find one guy. I think Skins is too high owned. You know what? Chan Kim can fucking hit some approach shots. Give me some Chan Kim, all right? Kim and M. There you go. That's who I am. We'll call them the Eminem brothers. And it's mainly just because Sung Jae's fat. That is 7 fat jokes about Sung Jae in one stream. Who's the one guy I'm not playing this week? Well, it's very simple. The answer, and I hate to say this, it's Jordan Spieth. I'm sorry. I love Spieth. I like playing him when nobody's playing him, but I do think he will be in that 15 to 20% owned range, and I would rather just get that ownership elsewhere. I just don't think he can put 4 rounds together. I do think he is coming back. I do think he is trending. I love what he's doing off the tee, but I still worry about his consistent approach and his short putting, and I have not seen him put 4 rounds together in 4 fucking years. So because of that, I'm sorry, Jordan Spieth. I can't play you. Paulie, what do we say about Jordan Spieth this week?
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, I'm sorry. I love Jordan Spieth. I do. I love that guy. But I'm not playing him. He will not be in my lineups this week. Well, not in my week long. He might be in my showdown if you know what I'm saying. Which brings me to the more important question, and we're going to do it a little bit different this week. No mystery man. No mystery man this week. The one guy we're playing this week, I got down to 2 guys, and I couldn't decide. All right, the 2 guys I got down to were, Aaron Rai and Lee Hodges, and I just couldn't decide, so I had to do some real decision-making. And I determined that the only real way to determine this, Aaron Rai, with wet conditions, wearing those 2 gloves, being number 1 in the model, and never making bogeys for the first 3 days of a tournament. And then you got to consider Lee Hodges because he fucked everybody last week, and now I want to be there to have him go win a tournament when all those slap dicks are mad at him. So I think we just need a good old game of chicken to decide who we're going to play. So let's get it going. Aaron Rai or Lee Hodges? Oh, shit, Aaron Rai. Firing up the tractor. Oh, Lee Hodges. That a John Deere? Is that a John Deere? At the John Deere, I see what the fuck we're doing here. Man, great smile. Oh, hey, who's that bitch up on the hill? Normally that's Patrick Rogers or Rory. This week it's Spieth. Because, I'm fading him. So Spieth's up on the hill. He's the girl. Throwing off his hat. Kind of hot. It's kind of hot. It's kind of good looking. All right, there, Dave. That's Ron. Sung Jae and Sep always stirring up shit. They're always stirring up shit. By the way, can we just talk about this music? Wait, there's mountains in Illinois? What the fuck? I didn't know there were mountains in Illinois. Just play along. Just play along with it. What do we need this week, guys? We need a hero. Oh shit, that is a John Deere. That's a John Deere. Oh, Aaron Rye's getting fucking pumped. Aaron Rye is getting pumped. You can tell this ain't round 4 at the Rocket Mortgage because Rye is fired up. They're lifting up their barrels. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I do not know what's going on. I guess it's what they do in Iowa or Illinois, as my homegirl told me. Oh shit, this is getting intense. Uh-oh. The suspense of this movie is killing me. Sungjae, just quit stirring up the shit. Uh-oh. Lee Hodges, his shoe's stuck. His shoelace is stuck on the pedal. That's not good. That's not good. Either that or he's humping the chair. Oh, yep. That must be symbolic of him missing the cut last week and you dipshits playing him at 24%. Uh-oh. Who's it gonna be? Aaron, you're such a bitch. Aaron Rye. What is this, Sunday? Oh, bye, Aaron. That's right. Lee Hodges ain't no chicken bitch. Oh, watch out. Jesus Christ, watch out. That doesn't look safe. Lee Hodges looking good. He ain't backing down this week. Farmer Lee, we're going right to him after he let all the slapdicks down last week. This week he's going to kick ass, and I'm going to have all the Lee Hodges. The one guy we're playing this week, we're playing Lee Hodges. Let's go, Lee Hodges. Yeah. All right, there it is. Man, him and Ron look good. That's a good-looking couple. That is a good-looking couple. Guys, you got to know, there's still plenty of golf left. Come sign up for the golf package. Actually, if you're playing more than one sport, you should just get the monthly. But come sign up. We have golf only over at Chip It. Do it. I promise you won't regret it. I have. I'm just tired of saying it. I'm going to just say it's the best fucking tool in PGA DFS called the Rosetta Stone. I do this for Classic, which is what this is. We have it for round 2 showdown, round 3 showdown, and round 4 showdown. It has my projections. It has my ownership. It has the wave edges. It has the historical rounds. Everything you need to know in one spot. So if you're a fucking working dad and you want, or mom, and you want to come home and like see who the good plays are and do this and have it all in one spot where you can read it, that is what the Stone does. And yes, I'm going to have this for NFL. And yes, I'm going to have this for college football. And yes, I'm going to fucking be back for both of them. Because you know what? As that nurse told me when I was at chemo, she said, you do know that, like, I've heard you do this stream that's very, like, high energy, and when you do that while you're on chemo, that can cause complications, which could lead to death. Okay, bitch that I didn't ask for an opinion for. Thank you for that. I guess I'll die doing what I fucking love. Now shut the fuck up and pump me full of poison, bitch. Anyway, sorry. I don't like my medical team very much. All right. So, there you go. It's there. It's there every time. We're going to have it for NFL. We're going to have it for college football, which, by the way, be checking your email soon because there might be a special offer coming out for football. And yes, we have a whole bunch of winners, all kinds of mother fathers flying that flag. So there you go. We're just killing it at Ship It. I'm just telling you. And the best part is we're cheaper than everybody else. We give you the best product and we're cheaper than everybody else because you should spend your fucking money on your DraftKings lineups and not on your tout sites fucking like supplementing their shitty DFS play. Ah! All right, let's get to the drawing. Big guy's fired up. I think I'm going to die. That nurse was right. Ah! I'm fine. Here we go. This is for everybody who liked and retweeted over on Twitter. This is to split a $200 ticket with me. Shoot me a DM on Twitter, or if you're over already on the Discord at Ship It, just reach me out over there. I'm not famous. I'll return your message and stuff. Nick John 00019187 because we're gonna kill it. Get it? That's police code. Hey everybody. Thank you. I'll be here all week. No, literally, I am going somewhere on Friday, but that's a bucket list item. You don't get to know that. All right, Nick, reach out to me. Thank you guys all for being here. And let's remember one thing. Never forget rule number 1. It's the John Deere, and it's fucking awesome. It's another week of PGA DFS, and we should be thankful for it. We should not take it for granted. Every day you get to wake up and do something you enjoy. Check those scores. Listen to that content. Make your lineups. Enjoy the sweat. Enjoy the tilt. Enjoy the results. Rather you win or lose, and just be thankful that you had another chance to play and do something you enjoy. And most of all, enjoy the community. It is so awesome to be around like-minded people who are going through the same thing as you and enjoying it just as much as you. We play a special game. Don't take it for granted. Every day is a gift. That's rule number 1. Don't you ever fucking forget it. If that's not worth putting your hands up for, I don't know what is. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the Open Championship. Come hell or high water. I don't care what those fucking nurses say to me. Let's celebrate with a little victory lap. Put those hands up.